Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the podcast on the Spaceport YouTube channel. I'm here today with Rory, as always, for these podcasts. And these podcasts will usually last about an hour long. These are the first podcast on our channel, and they will get better with time and there's no cutting, so it's a little bit different. But we're going to start by introducing ourselves, talk a bit about the channel, talk a little bit about Star Wars and the future projects, and then a little bit more on the channel, and then we'll finish for today's podcast. You want to say hello, Rory, to everyone watching?
Hello, welcome to Spaceport. I'm going to be following with Danny on the channel, and yeah, hopefully we have a good time talking about Star Wars. Not much else to say, and yeah, I hope it's good.
Yeah, okay. So to introduce ourselves, Rory used to do some Star Wars content back when Battlefront was still pretty relevant, and this will be a bit new to us. As you can tell, we're stuttering a little bit because it's our first time, really. Yeah, a little bit rusty because he's been out the game. He's not been recording too much, and I've been doing it, but not in a podcast format. So I'll need to get used to being a bit more clearer and talking a little bit slower.
Yeah,
but to introduce ourselves,
we were both doing Battlefront videos back in the day, so that's how we kind of knew each other, and that's what we're going to be basically talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So we both did Battlefront, and it was a shame to see it end. But we thought we could maybe try to reinvigorate a community around Battlefront on top of movie content that we'll be covering on the channel. So you want to talk a little bit about the channel and what you're going to be covering, Rory, on the channel?
Yeah. So of course, Splodgy's going to be doing some gaming stuff. I'm going to be focused on some of the film stuff. Really anything to do with the films and TV shows, and of course we're going to be talking about Andor and Tales of Jedi. We'll get into that a little later. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be mainly focusing on. Really stuff I know. I'm going to do some other videos on other little stuff. Maybe I'll do a bit of gaming here and there. But yeah, mainly I'm going to be focused on the film stuff, and that's how it's going to go.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to be mixing a bit of both of the elements to the Star Wars community. The gaming side of things is a little dead, which is unfortunate, but we can definitely get some community stuff running. I think that would be really good. Whether it's I think it was SWTOR you were saying it was called, or we could do some Battlefront games with
I might do
heroes.
some Star Wars The Old Republic. Of course, Splodgy's going to be streaming as well, some of the Star Wars games, and maybe we'll get some I don't know, because there's no private matches, but you can still get people in, Galactic Assault games or whatever, see what's up.
Yeah, exactly. We just gotta trying to get warmed up with the podcast, because you guys need to let us know in the comments if we're talking too quickly, too slowly, what you want to see, what topics you want us to discuss, and of course we'll talk about the Star Wars shows that come out throughout the week, which actually I want to segue and talk about the Andor series as a whole, and especially the last episode. A lot of people on the internet have not really been watching the Andor series because of the tone. I feel especially the first 3 episodes,
it's a lot slower,
really, yeah, it's really set the tone for the series as a whole, and it's been like that. And the peak of the series probably has been episode 4 and 5 when the heist happened. There is going to be some spoilers in here, so
yeah, the build up to the heist is the best bit, I think, so far.
Yeah, the heist was definitely really, really solid, but outside of that, it's definitely a new take on Star Wars. And I wish there was a few not fan service, but I don't know how you feel about the Andor series, Rory. We kind of spoke about it, but I don't feel like there's enough aliens in some of the certain areas. There's not enough aliens.
I've seen many people talk about this with the amount of, I guess, the lack of stormtroopers. Of course, you see them later on, and really references to Star Wars. I heard many people say that it was very similar to just a random sci-fi kind of setting, and there's not anything very special or specific to Star Wars in that sense. But
exactly.
I think episode 6 does pick up. Of course, you see the TIE fighter pilots and stormtroopers later on. But I think it was a good build up, to be fair.
Yeah,
and slower pace is much better, I think.
I do feel like there is a big issue when people are excited to see TIE fighter pilots jump into a TIE fighter, though. We need a bit more relevancy to the actual Star Wars world, and I get that it's trying to build the world, because people say that the world feels too small if you have similar planets. But there's planets that were used one time that we know and love that we haven't seen again. We haven't seen Bespin a lot, which is a big fan favorite for a lot of people. Coruscant we're only now just getting to see, but it's in a different area. It's in one certain district, and we've had the same shot. It's a good setting.
We haven't seen that setting of Coruscant before. Between
around
episode
the
3 and
Empire.
4, it's very kind of scarce.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I'd actually like to see how the temple looks nowadays. During the Empire, like maybe we get like a shot of Palpatine and like maybe not in the Andor series, but in the Sith, he kind of made it his own like big Sith temple, didn't he?
Yeah, I've
So
heard some videos on that. But yeah, it definitely would be different, and you know, it's something that why not? You know, why don't they include? I think it'd be a good
yeah,
thing.
we definitely
But it's got
they
that
definitely
meaning to it,
started
you
for
know.
a while.
Um,
Yeah, they can't just stick it in there for no reason.
but the
But
thing is about, you know, the lack of sorry, I want to go back to this point with the stormtroopers and stuff. It kind of makes them a bit more intimidating, you know, because you haven't seen them for quite a while throughout the show. You see them
mm,
again, and you're like, okay, these guys are a bit more serious. You
yeah.
see the TIE fighter pilots, and they want to, you know, do some business. And
It adds kind of like a food chain to like the galaxy because like to the average like Timmy like cutting about doing his thing in the galaxy they find its stormtroopers really intimidating, but like to like the Jedi that we see loads or like scoundrels and bounty hunters, they just call them imps. They think they're nothing and they just dust them really easily because the skill is like a whole new level. But Palpatine always focused on just wanting like a mass empire rather than like skilled like troopers. So he kind of just put fear into like people who couldn't do anything, but people who actually stood up kind of knew what they were about.
yeah, because in and of course episodes 4, 5, and 6, it's kind of like you see a stormtrooper and you hack and slash or gun them down, and that's kind of
Yeah,
how the story continues. But with this, it's actually like they're trying to be stealthy and, you know, hide away. Of course, when you see
yeah,
Andor when he gets put away in prison, that's like a pretty big thing, of course. But when he sees a stormtrooper, he's, you know, a bit shocked that they're all coming at him.
yeah.
You know, it's
He's
like
dashing it straight away. He's already he's off the scene. He's trying to go, and it's actually
case where
funny.
it's like
See it?
putting him against a wall.
Yeah, a lot of the troopers like actually abuse their power to like a very strong degree in their districts. Like he
Oh,
had a slight
100%,
problem
yeah.
with Andor, like walking slightly quickly, so he put him in jail for 6 years, and now he's getting pretty much tortured, which is like shows how a lot of the troopers we've seen it in Kenobi as well. They're very angry people. They're not like someone who's like happy, from what I can
Oh
see
yeah, they're
anyway.
not making jokes or anything, which, you know, you saw in the sequel trilogy, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of, but they kind of have it very
Too much
jokey, and in
jokey.
some of the other shows as well. Even Obi-Wan,
Mm.
they had that thing.
Yeah, the when they're sitting back on the
Yeah,
trailer,
it's
when they're
just
like yeah.
I like the serious
Um,
tone. It's good.
Yeah. But to talk about the last episode of Andor, the one that we recently just got, it's definitely giving, like, for me anyway, big Prison Break vibes. The way he's cutting at the pipes, trying to find any sort of way to like find an escape route off that place is giving me like big Prison Break vibes. What do you think, Rory?
Well, it reminds me of actually THX, which was what George Lucas made as well. He made a film
Yeah,
called THX, literally
I
like
saw that
a
one.
dystopian world or whatever, and you can tell it's
That one was a
very
bit of a
similar to
flop
that.
though, wasn't it? That one didn't do too well for George Lucas, that movie.
No, no, it was one of his early ones.
Mm.
But yeah, you
But
can tell it's very similar. And the cut in the
they
pipes is
do.
like other film references and stuff. What do you think?
Mm.
I think, is that like food, or because I
No,
heard
no,
some
no.
people
That
say it's like the shock on the floor. You know?
No, I just think it's him just trying to cut like a gap. I mean, maybe that would be a pretty cool theory if it was to like try and disable the shock. But they were talking about the boots and stuff, so I
Yeah,
don't
because
think so. I
they
don't
want to
think,
know how many guards, of course. What do you think about the?
yeah.
Have you heard the theory with what's his name? You know, the leader of
Well, the
like
small fat
downstairs.
guy.
Yeah, 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 or
Yeah, yeah.
whoever he is. The theory that he's actually Snoke.
He's oh no,
Because they're the same
it's
actor,
not
of course.
yeah, it's just the same actor.
I know.
That's
I think it's
silly.
dumb.
Yeah, it's funny though. But it's cool that he's got another role in Star Wars. He must be really pleased with
Yeah, he's a
that.
good actor. I liked it when he realised as well
Like
that
shouting, bro.
yeah, no, but when he realised what happened on level 2, because he didn't know as well, did he?
Yeah, he didn't know.
And he
Do you
was
see the way he turned around and started beating up the guy who, you know, the Scottish guy in the film, in the series, sorry? He was actually the leader on the ground team, the ground assault team for Rogue One. Do you know
that's
that?
pretty, no, I didn't. I didn't.
No, he's like, do you know when they're all getting out of the shuttle and they all like put themselves on Scarif?
No, I
The
can't
leader
remember
on deck that's
that.
planting the bombs. You don't remember that? The guy who's planting the bombs, who has the telecom to the pilot, he's actually the guy in prison with Cassian right now. So I'm taking
Oh
I take it
damn.
that's how they form their relationship and how like the guy sort of it adds like kind of a layering as to why the guy always backs like Andor and his small team.
Yeah, well,
Because that
there's so
whole
many
team,
references and stuff. Is, you know,
yeah,
sometimes
that whole
easy to
team
look
could
over.
be from that like prison cell. which would
Yeah,
be really
weren't they
cool.
like surprised? Oh no, I get what you mean now. They were the team on the heist, didn't it? Or some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
some of
yeah.
them was,
Sorry, yeah,
yeah, at
yeah.
least.
I get
But the
that.
Scottish guy, I know that. But I was gonna say the small
I thought they
fat
were gonna
guy
flip and
turns
do
around
it
and
well
starts
though.
beating him up, bro. He starts laying into him. Do you see that clip?
Yeah, no,
He starts laying
I
into him
think
for no
something else is
reason,
gonna happen. They're probably gonna like. There hasn't been too much tension between them after that one scene when they were like,
beating
you
each
know, when
other
they
up.
go to the beds. But other than
Yeah.
that, and like they're being up, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they will try and destroy their prison break kind of plans or whatever. But I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't know.
Do you think the show is elongated too much? Like I know it's built for TV,
Yeah,
but do you
that's something
think
a lot of people saying.
like
Definitely
a lot of
like
the episodes could have been compressed into one episode? Like from after the heist, from maybe like six is its own episode, but especially like seven, eight, and nine
hmm.
could definitely be together, and like I would say four and five could be into like
Well, people are saying even one and
one.
two because one and two was
Yeah, one
quite.
and two. Yeah, that's what I'm
That was
saying.
quite
One and
something.
two, four and five, and eight and nine. Because it's too much like repetitiveness, like building like story on a character that just dies anyway. Like
Exactly,
we
and
like they kept focusing on that old guy dying, and it drives home the point that like they're just killing people off. They're actually not there to like escape. They're there to just work and die. And I saw something about I saw something. I think it was Star Wars Theory's video or something. He was saying that they were basically putting people in prisons like that to build the Death Star, right? And then kill them off quietly without the Senate and stuff knowing, because no
oh,
one would ever
the
get
thing they're
out.
building actually in prison every day. Yeah,
Yeah, they're parts for the Death Star.
yeah, that's what people are saying. And
Yeah, which
yeah,
I
no,
like that.
of
That's a
course
cool
it's to
theory.
get more like better food in it, flavor and stuff.
Better food.
Yeah, because like I think it's like if they like win or something out of all the other like team members, then they
Yeah.
get like added flavor to their food. So that's why
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the
I wasn't talking about that. I was
no,
talking
no, no. I'm
about
just
more
saying, yeah,
Palpatine. So, yeah. So it gives them the drive to work because they're in jail.
yeah,
But the fact that they recognize that they're not leaving is gonna like set up some cool tension.
yeah. Because
But
they said
I
that
just don't
guy died
understand.
on the other prison floor, innit? When
Yeah,
his time was up.
but I just if you see the actual scale of that prison, there's like 8, 9 different pod prisons in that whole massive sea. I don't know how they're going to escape that, because if they maybe they plan is they take the boots, they kill the officers, they get to the front door where prisoners come, they take the ship. Once they start like flying off, they just get killed by everyone else. Like how on earth do they get off that?
And even then as well, sorry, even
Sorry,
then
what
as
were you saying?
well, there's like there's pretty much no way they're gonna get off that place because it's surrounded by water. So
Exactly. No, but that's what I was saying. If the ship that comes in that delivers the prisoners, say they have the boots and the stun, right? So they can't stun them. Like when Andor gets out, right? And they try to take the ship, the carrier, the prison carrier.
yeah,
If they take that and fly off, there's 8 different prison cells, like those like institutions all over the sea. So if they try to fly up in orbit with like an empire over it, it's going to be difficult to get out. Is my point. Like how are they going to write that?
yeah, I'm guessing maybe some sort of ship. But even if they got some sort of ship, there's gonna be like turrets and
Has
stuff
to be
probably
Luthen.
that flipping.
Luthen or something's going to have to get involved. Like there's
Maybe
no
they
way.
dress up as a stormtrooper and take some ID badges. That's done before, you know.
No, that's what I just said though. Like they kill the troopers if they find out how to get the boots and take their wear, their gear. Then they get into the carrier where Andor was brought in to the prison.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when it lands on the
they
front
test the
door,
shock in it.
no, they just because they have boots on, they just kill the 2 officers that are in the thing,
Hmm.
take their outfit. But I'm saying once they get into that ship and they leave, I don't know what's going to happen from there, because it's the only way I think they can get out.
Yeah, you would think they'll be blasted in the sky or something.
Exactly, that's my point. I'm saying like I don't know how they're going to write that.
And also as well, there's that thing of like, even if they did like act as like a security officer or something, and then they get off in a ship, you would think there would be some sort of like, like in like clearance or whatever for
Yeah.
them to actually leave. And if
Do you
it's
know what I didn't
unauthorized,
understand? I didn't understand, and like you guys can let me know in the comments because you're like hopefully listening still. We saw in the Bad Batch, like I don't know if you remember this, Rory, but I'm gonna explain it fully, and you can have your thoughts on
on.
it. But in the Bad Batch, everyone on multiple different planets were assigned to chain codes. Everyone, this was mandatory. Everyone had to have chain codes. So all the ships, all the people, so that everyone could be identified with a tag, so everyone knew who they were, so they couldn't change their names. Andor has now gone by 4 different names, and we've not seen any sort of chain code system on all. I think it's 4 or 5 of the planets that we've been to so far in the series. We haven't seen a chain code system once, which it's not necessarily like a retcon or anything like that. I just think the consistency needs to be there. Maybe not. It's the only excuse that I had for that was maybe it wasn't implemented everywhere. They were doing core worlds first, but
Well,
yeah,
we were
I don't.
talking about this. Yeah, well, the chain codes as well is like, of course they had it in the Bad Batch like way before, but you would think as well that if they were to have some sort of chain code, then maybe the excuse is, yeah, as you said, it's not implemented because it's like
Well, this is
only a
5
new
years after
empire.
Revenge of the Sith, and Bad Batch is straight after. Like we see the scenes where the Jedi's getting taken to Kamino, the ones that are dead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is like I'm pretty sure it's set like 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. I might be wrong, but I know it's like
Well, they had it
close
beforehand
time
anyway,
span.
but yeah, it was
No,
shown
yeah,
Bad
yeah,
Batch,
but I'm
yeah.
saying surely 5 years is enough to get nearly every planet in the galaxy like done, chain coded up. Not everyone.
Sorry, I thought
but
you meant
like
Bad Batch
close.
Clone Wars, man. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no.
No, I
Bad
get
Batch after Revenge of the Sith, because that's like the opening scene where they go and meet. I think it's Cut. They go meet Cut. They have to go through a chain code system to get off world.
Hmm.
So I thought by that point everyone would be chain coded and everyone have names. I don't get how people are playing with like 4 or 5 different names. They're playing double acts, like Luton's playing 2 people to get into Coruscant, like to land and to get back out.
Yeah, the scene itself was quick as well. It was like, what's your name? And then like what they've done or something. And then they scanned some little
When?
code thing with some writing, and he got taken away. It's like,
When?
pardon?
When?
You know, in the
Like what
scene with
series?
Andor,
Oh, right.
when he gets literally as soon as after he gets captured, the episode at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just they
Yeah,
scan
yeah,
something and he's off.
But
Like,
yeah, they just but he gives a different name. But like, surely by that point they'd be asking for chain codes. Is my point, Like I don't quite get why there's not chain codes there when it was
or
literally
some
like
sort of
galaxy wide.
facial recognition. I don't know.
Well, no, usually a chain code has like a set number. You kind of get tagged as like a thing rather than a human, and then they just type on their huge Imperial like database. They type in the code and it comes up with a face like recognition, and then they look at the picture and then look at the person in front, and that's how they tell if it's the same person, right?
Mhm.
But there was none of that in this show, which was like really confusing to me.
And it also is it's like an Imperial owned area where like all the rebels
Yeah.
are on in the show. So
Even Ferrex is like a district under the Empire too.
yeah, so I don't know why that they wouldn't have pretty much every civilian there to be tagged up or something.
Yeah, exactly. And what did you think about the clones in the flashback scene when Clem, like Cassian's father, was hanged?
Yeah, well, it
What
was
do you
only
think
a
about that
short scene, but it's pretty good. It reminds me of some of the other shows as well, because they've been using a lot more flashbacks, which
Yeah.
wasn't done at all in like the original trilogy and the main Star Wars
The
films.
sequel stuff didn't do that at all, really.
I can't remember. Oh no, they
No,
did have it
there
with
was none.
Luke, but sequels, isn't it?
No, but it wasn't enough to like to put character layering. It was
Yeah,
more on
because
the new
with
characters.
with the Andor series, you have Andor when he's a kid, and then it's like crosses between that and the main timeline, so it's like a parallel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, there's not been too much of that. But the clones themselves, like, yeah, they look cool and everything. I think it was pretty good to have kind of that backstory anyway. And
Yeah.
the setting of... Also, oh yeah, that was another reason why maybe they didn't have any identification on Andor, because he was from there was like the tribe, innit? So...
Yeah, but like that was during the Clone Wars though.
Yeah, true. But even
Yeah,
maybe it carried on
but
for the
even
Republic.
when
I don't know.
when they moved to Ferrex and Clem got hanged during when clones were there,
Yeah.
that was, I would assume that's either during the prequels or just after.
Yeah, well, my point is that maybe they continue the code from, the Galactic
Even at that
Republic into
point-
the Empire. I don't know.
No, even at that point, for me, 5 years on, like whatever the time frame is, like you'd think that the Empire would have new chain codes for everyone. Doesn't matter. Like after when Empire's a thing, everyone gets coded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like new codes put into new databases so that like no one's got old access to like the codes, because they wouldn't use Republic codes anyway.
Well, it was
wouldn't-
either we were
because-
overlooking something or there's a little plot hole, but
Yeah, I know. That's what I think. I think it's like a slight plot hole, or maybe it's just the only other like solution I could think of, like I said already, is that it isn't everywhere by this point, because maybe they don't care about some of the planets that they're on.
Yeah, well,
It's not as
there's the
important.
main theme throughout with Andor. He keeps on saying like, oh, they don't care about all the little guys, and there's no like extra security, which again relates to the reason why Star Wars was
Exactly.
a thing with like the wars and stuff.
Yeah, it was so poor. A lot the especially the Empire's like security for how big it was, but that was
Yeah, because they
Palpatine's.
never
That was
expect it, you know.
yeah. But that was Palpatine's flaw, right? Like he wanted the biggest empire, not the best,
Yeah.
which is kind of like where he fell because he had so much power anyway that he thought if anyone rivals me, I'm just gonna destroy them.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, let's see how it goes. To be fair, I'm not sure. Like Andor, of course, is going to escape prison, but you know,
Yeah. We'll see. We'll talk about that right now, actually. What do you expect is going to happen in the next episode? Do you think they're going to escape the prison, or do you think it's going to be another long, like, slow episode of them in
I
prison?
don't think
What
it's
do you
this
think?
episode. No, nah.
You don't think this episode coming?
I think what it would be is 10 is going to be still a big episode. I expect maybe who's the
Like, do
actor
you
of
think
Snoke
they
again?
get out of that prison? Do you think they get off that prison, episode 10?
I say 11.
11. Do you think they're gonna
maybe 12.
extend this arc for the whole rest of the series? Because it's 15 episodes, right?
I thought it was 12. I don't know.
You thought it was 12?
I don't know.
I heard
Sorry.
15, 16.
Oh, okay.
But maybe I'm maybe I'm wrong. Someone will let us know in the comments, hopefully,
No,
about
I
that
think
one.
you know the actor of Snoke. Who's he again?
I don't know his name,
Anyway,
but
the
I can
actor of
catch his name.
Snoke, whether who's playing the other guy.
Small fat guy.
He's gonna. I think he's gonna die, and then like in maybe episode 10, I think he's dying next episode.
I'm
Like
for
to
sure he
help
dies.
Andor escape,
For sure, yeah, for sure he dies.
or maybe 11 if they escape. In
I think
11.
he dies out of honor because he watched the old guy die, so he wants everyone else to get off, and he just takes his nap there. You know what I mean? Like he.
Yeah, or
That's
maybe
him
he
done.
saves everyone because remember as well, he was a bit of like a douche at the beginning, and then he realized.
Well, he was
at
just
the
doing
end-
his job like properly because he thinks he's getting out. But then
Yeah,
when
exactly,
they saw
and then
someone
he
dying, he's
realised-
like, "Yeah, no, I've got to start doing something here."
So you know, I think he's dead. But
Yeah, I think he's gonna be.
I think 12 is gonna be pretty big, or 11. It's gonna be one of those.
I think 12, like 11, 12 will be like a big episode. Yeah,
I think
if
10
it
could
is
be
only
slow,
12
though.
episodes, then yeah. But
Yeah,
if it's 15, I think 12 is gonna be a big one, and there'll be a mini arc at the end.
Yeah, 15 is quite a lot for a show for a season.
I know.
one.
That's why I was thinking maybe I got that wrong.
I don't know.
But I don't know. For me, I think they get off. They get off that prison next episode. We've had 3 episodes already, where there's been nothing really happening.
Yeah.
And if we take off like what we've had in the show already, it's been about 3 episodes to build up loads of tension before something happens.
Well, I have another idea, which I think could be the reason for Andor getting out, which is that Sol Guerrero and his men plan some sort of prison break on the planet. Which,
Why would they do that?
I think it's
Like, with
reasonable. Well, no, because you
there's-
have the-
there's no incentive.
yeah, but they also were the other guy. Oh, what's it? Who's the leader's
Luthen.
guy name? The caller or the contact?
Luthen.
That's it, Luther. Sorry.
Yeah,
Of
the
cour-
grey guy, the guy with the grey hair.
Yeah.
Like, these
Um,
days will end.
You know,
That
of
guy.
course, he's had a few scenes with Sol Guerrero. I think something will happen, of course. I don't know.
Eventually,
I
between
think,
those two, yes. But
Yeah.
I don't think they prison break him. I don't think so. I think
don't know,
those
man.
guys get out. Those guys get out alone. I think those guys get out, and then like later on in the show, if it's 15 episodes, I don't think Saw Gerrera and them help because they kind of just didn't do any business in the end. But we also know that actually Mon Mothma is going to meet a gangster. Mon
Oh,
Mothma
really?
is going down in the trenches. Yeah, she's going to meet that guy on Chandrilla. So we'll see that for the first time, which will be interesting. Because
well, it's weird because Mon Mothma's
guy.
just full on political rich and everything. So she.
Well, yeah, but she's kind of doing some dodgy stuff, bro. She's got to clear 400,000 credits worth of debt that she's just stole from a bank.
Yeah, because you only had a brief scene of her in the original trilogy. Like, she isn't like.
Yeah, but in this,
It's a good
like,
arc, you know.
if you listen to the dialogue, the banker had to contact a gangster because Mothma was funding the rebels, right? Funding the rebels, and like to clear her name off the banks.
Oh yeah, because she's trying to
took
transfer
400,000
money.
exactly. She's trying to like swing money around, and like if they check the banks, then it's just game over because they said they're doing their like annual check on the banks, so she's got to clear the money.
Yeah, I do remember now. Yeah.
So I think we'll get a lot of that next episode because guaranteed she's going to meet the gangster next episode, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I guess Mon Mothma as well. Like, to be fair, it's kind of that arc for like bringing her down to like the side of the little guys, you know. Because
Well, yeah, no, but like it said in the show, like she's going to meet him. So next episode, I think we'll get some stuff on the prison, And then
Yeah.
we'll get Mon Mothma in, like a scuffle, like or something. She'll go with someone, like protection. She will. She won't. She won't
Oh,
be
of
a
course.
gangster on her own. You know.
Yeah. Do you think a big
So
character, like a big cameo or character, is gonna come up?
I think so. I think maybe one, like maybe one, but nothing
Darth
crazy.
Vader?
Like just Darth Vader. Yeah, we get Darth Vader and Chandra. Like hello.
Maybe a scene with Sidious. A
No.
brief hologram, though.
No, I think that would come like after if they check the banks and then like the rebels like form and then Palpatine says like a new opposition has arisen, blah blah blah, you know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's what we
all
think on the
Andor.
Andor. Like to like end off a little like talk on Andor. For me personally, we get the Mon Mothma meeting the gangster, and I think the show is a little too slow. They should combine some of the episodes and like compress them a little bit. But it is built for TV, and I think
I
next
still enjoy
episode
it.
is going to be. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's definitely a good take. It's something different. But next episode is going to be a banger. I think we're going to get some scuffling. We're going to get some beef, and hopefully Mon Mothma gets the job done. So I actually want to segue us now, if you're all right with that. I want us to talk a little bit about Tales of the Jedi we had a week or two ago.
That's a brilliant show.
Honestly, yeah, one of the best pieces of content we've had in a long time for Star Wars, and that was basically widespread across the community, both like on social media and like with inner circles with a lot of people that I've spoken to. This has got to be one of the best things about Star Wars. The animation, Dave Filoni, it just works. It's brilliant, right? Like it's just so good. We have episode 1 where like we get a lot of depth on why Ahsoka is so calm and relaxed about people dying, people coming and going, the war. She's not like overly emotional. It's because she experienced all of this as a child, as a youngster, as a Padawan.
To be fair, episode 1 is my only critique. I think it's just not needed, really.
I disagree. I disagree.
No? You like the little...
No,
well, like,
yeah,
I get it, but I wish
that's
there
what
was
I just
more Ahsoka
explained, though.
stuff.
I just explained that she's not. A lot of characters are overly emotional when Order 66 happens, right?
Truth.
But Ahsoka is very. You can see she's very calm. She's obviously frightened, but she's calm. She's relaxed because she's been through like her mother taught her those like ground rules, like you must face death, not like.
Well, it was my
live in
least
fear of
enjoyable. I think it was the least enjoyable episode. It's still good,
No.
but I don't know.
I guess we have different opinions on
The
that.
other ones were
liked
the other
it.
Ahsoka episodes were good though, especially episode 6 with the Inquisitor.
Yeah, that one. We'll get to that
Sorry,
one.
we're
I kinda
sorry,
want to
we're
talk about it.
jumping. We can,
Yeah,
we can go through
jumping
each one.
around. Yeah, but episode 1 for me was like they were all great. Don't get me wrong; they were all some of the best bit of Star Wars that we've had in a long time. And can we talk about the animation, by the way? Animation
Yeah,
was
you can
top
tell they've
tier.
like slowly changed it. So you have the original Clone Wars season 1, 2, and 3-ish, and then it's like changed to 4, 5, and 6. You can tell a bit of a difference. And
Yeah.
this one's kind of just
This one just
changed a
hits
lot.
the ball out of the park. It's just fantastic. Like the quality.
And it
of
doesn't look too
the
different.
animation
It's
is
the
amazing.
same art style and whatever, but it just
Yeah,
looks
but just better.
Yeah.
Just better, yeah. Which is really good. And we'll talk about the Ahsoka and the Inquisitor thing right now. A lot of people were really happy about Dooku. Dooku's arc, Dooku's fall to the dark side, why his motives. When one of the most like empowering scenes for Dooku is finding out about Qui-Gon's death, and I think that really drives him towards the dark
I
side.
think that episode was it episode 4. I think it was brilliant.
Mm.
But the build up with the other 2 episodes beforehand were good because it showed
Mm-hmm.
kind of his relationship with Qui-Gon, and then the one with Mace Windu, and then it kind of shows. It's kind of hinting. It's like following Anakin's kind of similar. You know, not
Yeah,
no
he
trust
experiences
and-
like grave loss to someone he finds very close to him, which like pushes his narrative towards the dark side because he believes the Jedi are not doing the right thing, which ultimately they weren't. They weren't doing the right thing. They became
And
too.
Yaddle even agreed. Yaddle stepped down from the council. That's what she said.
Yeah.
So
So there was a lot of like internal turmoil within the Jedi, but they just kind of ignored it, which was like very ignorant for Jedi who's supposed to be keepers of the peace. Not that's usually something that falls under the Sith being extremely arrogant, which kind of runs through Star Wars. Ignorance leads to like some sort of strength falling out of power. We see it a lot.
yeah, exactly. That's something George Lucas probably flipping loved to do because you can tell in the original trilogy as well. Same thing with the Empire. It's like a parallel,
Yeah.
really. In the episode 1, 2, and 3, that era, like the prequel era, you can see like the Jedi and them being like, you know, thinking they're too powerful, and then episode 4, 5, and 6 is like the Emperor thinks he's too powerful.
Palpatine.
It's nice parallels.
Exactly. And Luke like gets into like Vader's head and turns him back, and then like they overthrow Palpatine, and it's just game over.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, the arc that like Dooku takes, I personally do you know how you didn't like episode one like
Yeah.
that much for
Mm.
Ahsoka. I felt a little bit of the same for episode two of Dooku, just the first half
Well,
because of how
Qui-Gon, yeah.
slow it started. No, no, no. The one where they visit the old town, like it is good, but like the first half of it was like a bit slow. I was a bit bored, but like after that, when
Is
they
that the
when
one with
like
the
Dooku.
senator? Sorry. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it is.
yeah.
Where
Episode two.
Dooku starts choking the absolute living hell out of him. I loved that scene. That scene was so good, and like Qui-Gon kind of just lets them get away with it. But Dooku's like, no, these sort of scumbags that like take advantage of their power should be absolutely exterminated from the Republic. So at heart, Dooku had like some really good morals, and he just thought that by joining the Sith and building the Separatists, that he thought that he could make a better, more diplomatic, fair
Well, is that thing of,
organization.
is the thing of the Sith is like doing bad to. It's kind of like I
Doing
look
bad
at
to
him
create
as an
good.
like an anti-villain kind of.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
wants,
like it's
you
the same
know,
as Anakin. He wants good and peace and power, but he does the wrong things to get there.
yeah, and then
Whereas
both
the
of them in
Jedi,
the end are just
yeah,
plain
yeah,
evil. So
yeah, and it's the same with the Jedi. They do too many good things in terms of like doing what they think is right in the moment instead of just being honest with their feelings
and
and
then it's
what's at
just good for
stake.
themselves. So that's like
Yeah, good, and then
anti-hero.
yeah, exactly. It just becomes good for like certain people, which like gets people to
I
fall
look at
in
that with
favor
Mace
with them.
Windu. Really, Mace Windu, he
He's
does a
very
lot of
arrogant.
good, but he kind of shows off a little. He says to Dooku, "Oh, you did it wrong, or whatever. I did it right." And then the brief hint of like, he's on the council. And he's
They were
like,
too
"Oh, I didn't want to
dogmatic.
tell you."
They just followed the code too much to the point where like they didn't realize the real facts in certain scenarios. Because like rules are always set to be like broken or bended, right? But you have to work with inside like the rules, like and then kind of like apply them where you can. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You have to be like mobile and adaptable and adjustable. It's just like a Jedi to keep peace, and it's
Well,
something
that's
they
why I
did
thought
really
episode
good.
3 was good because it was the counterbalance in it with like
Yeah,
Mace Windu
exactly.
thought you got to follow the rules, and then Dooku's like,
And then
"No."
counts like no choking, and then he
Yeah,
falls. Yeah. But do you know what was one of my favorite scenes?
go on.
When he went in and deleted the stuff, when he
Ah, the
deleted Camino.
yeah, something
Yeah,
like this.
that was cool. And no one blinked an eye at it. He just walked in, deleted it, walked out,
Yeah, well,
which was crazy.
it was always kind of like hinted. I think it was going to be Dooku.
Oh, of course, of course.
And the whole thing with Camino and Cypher Diaz, they can definitely go into it a lot more. I think there's a lot more said there, especially with Cypher Diaz. You used to have like one episode in Clone
I
Wars with
think
him.
a
And
lot
that's
of people
about
were
it.
asking. A lot of people were asking for Tales of the Sith, and maybe we could get Cypher Diaz and Plagueis. That could be cool.
I think it would be, or maybe I did hear some people say maybe with the original trilogy, some other Sith during that time. Basically,
Maybe, but
just
I feel
any
like
era.
I feel like
Either or is
going
good.
back the way would be better because then you could start linking the
Revan
old
and
Republic
Bane.
stuff and the High Republic stuff with the prequels.
Well, exactly.
opinion.
Well, to be fair, you got, of course, the Old Republic and the High Republic and the prequels. And to be fair, a lot of that
Malgus
intertwines
and
with a lot of...
Revan and stuff like that.
Yeah, Revan and Bane really could... Of course, Bane added a Clone Wars episode.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's definitely a lot more for that.
yeah. I definitely think going back the way with that series is better than going forward because we already have Rebels for the original trilogy, and I think if we get anything past that, it's got to be to try and make the sequels better, like what they're doing with Ahsoka. Instead of putting it to animation, they're doing it live action.
Yeah, well, we've had Rebels for the original trilogy, Clone Wars for the prequels,
I
Andor
think
and a
just
few
going
other
back to
shows
the-
for the middle. I think,
Well,
yeah, going back's probably
for
better.
animation for that because it helps link the High Republic, which is and the Old Republic, which is very popular. I think trying to
I'm a
link
huge
those
fan of
two
that.
time gaps would be like really good, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But overall, the Tales of the Jedi is like a solid for me anyway. It's like a good 9 out of 10. Very very solid.
yeah, I think it's some of the best, really. There's, if you look at like Clone Wars, a lot of Clone Wars I think was kind of like hit and miss. I did love the majority of the show, but there were some episodes that were kind of on and off. But like the best moments I think for any show or whatever were Tales of Jedi, mainly because it got straight to the point. There wasn't any like long way.
Did you like it
They were
being
all
that
short
short?
episodes.
The episodes?
Yeah,
Did you like
I
that?
loved it. It was short. Got
You
straight
liked
to the point. A lot of action
straight
and
to the
whatever.
point? Yeah. Do you know what's funny actually? The parallel between this show and Andor is crazy because in Andor everyone's begging for them to get to the point, and in Tales of the Jedi they're going straight to the point with no tension. But like the tension's created within the point. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
it's like peak Star Wars. But I think it's something they can only do in animation because the actors have to like do things and act things like in real life, right? Whereas in animation, they can put them in any scenario, any time, any place, voice acting done. You know?
I much prefer the animation. Like I do like live action, of course, but going back, like of course you can't do a Christopher Lee live action, you know, for Dooku.
Exactly.
So like
I
animation's
think that
good in that
like
sense.
I personally think that the TV shows, I think a lot more people would enjoy them better if they were animation. But it just the problem with the animation is that it doesn't appeal to a broader audience, which is what
Exactly.
Disney
Yeah.
is going for.
Yeah.
And it's built for TV. It's built to make you wait, and it's like I don't like that. I wish there was multiple episodes a week.
Yeah, well, the thing is, well, it's only one episode a week.
Yeah,
Now
I don't
there's
like
kind of
that
an
at all.
overlap of two shows there, Tales of Jedi and Andor, but you know,
Well, that's done now. It's done.
yeah, exactly.
So we
Yeah,
have
Tales of Jedi's done, so it's just
that's what
Andor.
I'm saying. Yeah, so you're getting pretty much blue balled every week, and it's like quite frustrating when the show's that slow. If you're gonna make it that slow, you should be releasing multiple episodes a week, in my opinion.
But then again, you know, people have also criticised, you know, like the amount of content Star Wars has been. There was like Bob Iger, and he was like, "No, we need to slow down Star Wars and whatever." And you know, of
You can
course he's
slow it
done.
down, of course, that's fine. But when you have a show this slow in a galaxy sci-fi like environment, there just has to be more going on.
Yeah, I don't see why
for
not. I
everyone.
think the thing is
3
that
episodes a week.
3 episodes a week.
Two.
Maybe that's a
two,
bit
two.
much. Two's
No,
good,
two,
yeah.
two, two. That's what I said. Two a week would be the sweet spot for me.
And
Because if
the
it's
thing
that
is,
slow, but you
though-
put 2 hours of content, then you're like pretty satisfied because you get far into the story. Because the show doesn't get to the point at all.
well, it just needs to be quality, really.
No, yeah, I understand, but what I'm saying to you is the show doesn't get to the point. The Andor show, whereas the Tales of the Jedi does in a really short format, which is why everyone loves it.
Okay,
You
so
have this,
Andor like 2 episodes, and
yeah, exactly, because
Yeah.
like it takes 2 episodes to get to the point.
yeah, true.
Like, if you're gonna do a show that slow, I think 2 episodes. Whereas like Mandalorian hit the sweet spot. Like it got to the point within 1 episode. It was meaningful. It was Star Wars. The music was on point. It was like just what we knew. It was fantastic. You know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Tales of Jedi, yeah, the music's on point. The music for Andor's a lot different because a lot of it, I think, is genuinely like made just for the show, which of course was done in other shows.
I
and
agree,
stuff.
but like then my argument is like Mandalorian. Mandalorian was nowhere near like that. It was something completely different, and they made like his own theme on a lot of things. But there was like still some like the din 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 din, din, like at the end of episodes and things that you just it felt Star Wars. You're like that's Star Wars, bang, you know.
Exactly.
You're like give me more of that. But like this Andor stuff, there's not like the dun 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 dun. dun, like do you know just the Rogue One
The
themes that
Rogue
we
One
had
music
and
was
things like
brilliant.
exactly
They need to put that in
yeah.
more. Definitely.
Exactly. Like, and we had kind of like an Andor theme within that show. Like, why? I mean, I guess it's again a little bit different. I understand that, but still, like the music, there hasn't been many like
It's not
tense music
standing out.
moments.
I can't remember any Andor like music.
Where you're like,
Apart.
oh my god! The only one that was like
Mandalorian, I
crazy.
can. Like,
The only one that gave me parallels, like I feel like you know the heist episode.
yeah.
That felt like Mandalorian quality. Like, for example,
I
even
still
like
can't
see when
remember
like
a lot of music.
no, not the music, the actual just the episode. It
the start.
does like for example like how cold Andor is to that guy. He's like tries to get him to like split the credits, bang, just shoots him straight away, walks in, gets straight to the point. Like I love that.
I thought
about
that was
that.
well unexpected, you know, but
It was really good. It's a good
It was
like
good.
plot twist. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, to like end off that as well, I think the Tales of the Jedi is solid. They should do more of that. Definitely Tales of the Sith, and Andor needs to hurry up and get to the point because everyone's getting blue balled.
yeah.
I want to segue us on to the last topic because we got about like 20 minutes here. Future projects both on our channel and Star Wars. So we'll talk about our channel first. Future projects. I'll kind of explain everything, and then Rory can like add things on top of that if he so wishes.
Yeah, go on.
But for me, we want to do a lot of stuff that's like similar but different to what's on YouTube. I want to both rebuild a Battlefront community, so a lot of those guys who enjoy those games can still play those multiplayer games without struggling to find either teammates or fill up lobbies where we can do that through streams. And I also want to be doing a lot of like gaming stuff, regular videos like a few times a week, on top of like news updates, at least myself, for Jedi Survivor, which is going to be an awesome game that we're going to be streaming here on the YouTube channel. But on top of that, we discussing this a lot, weren't we? We're going to be doing a bit of both each. It won't just be Rory on movie stuff. and me, Danny, on the gaming stuff. There'll be a bit of both, but like we'll have our different focuses on the channel. We want to do like previews of like maybe the episode coming up, kind of how we spoke about in the podcast, maybe into like a small different video, like what we think is going to happen. And we could either snip that out from these podcasts and put them up for you guys, or we can make a separate video on that, which is something that we spoke about, different lore videos and things like that, as well as like maybe developing our own series on the channel that's a little bit different from anyone else's that is on YouTube. Sorry. So like, what do you think about that, Rory? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty good. I'm not sure. Do you want me to talk about the, my side of it? Or...
Yeah, no, you can, but just like in general, like future projects, like your ideas, maybe you can listen to what you think.
So, of course, I'm doing some of the film stuff. I want to do some reviews and stuff as well. And they'll probably be a bit more in depth than what we do on here, because of course we're going through a discussion about some other things, but
kind
a bit
vague,
more
though, isn't it?
constant, like constructed,
Yeah, it's like we're discussing it like on the podcast, and it's like quite vaguely, but it's just more like points and like key moments.
Yeah, there's a lot more
you
can mention.
You get more of a deep dive when Rory covers it in a video. Be a lot more like detailed, like more of a breakdown / review.
Yeah, and you never know. We might be doing videos, together or whatever, but the podcasts are mainly of both of us, kind of just talking about really anything that's gone on during the week. Maybe there's some Star Wars news. Of course, because I'm doing some of the film stuff, it doesn't mean I'm not, interested in the gaming stuff. That's kind of the side we're both from. So
we're working together to grow like a good community for like both gaming and film here on the Spaceport channel.
Yeah, exactly. I think that as well, there's going to be way more gaming news. Jedi Fallen Order's coming out. A lot more shows like Bad Batch Season 2. There's tons.
It's called Survivor, bro. Get it right.
Survivor, okay, man.
Yeah. It's called Survivor. But yeah, Bad Batch will be at the start of the year. We know that Mandalorian's coming, so there's definitely a lot to like definitely deep dive into and make a lot of content on the channel for. But again, this is kind of push and pull with you guys on the channel for a lot of you guys are interested. We'll obviously get more people on board once we make more videos and hopefully grow. But we'll be doing these podcasts every week because it's more just like a passion for both me and Rory. We both really enjoy Star Wars. We can't really get away from it because we're always talking about it. So we thought, why not make a channel on it and talk about it, right? Like, why not? So, yeah, definitely something that we'll be really driven to do. And they'll be guaranteed these podcasts every week, on top of some clips and some deep dives, some breakdowns from Rory, some gaming stuff from me, and hopefully we can just build like a really good community. Is there anything you want to add to that, Rory?
No, so podcast mainly on the weekends, innit? And then videos throughout the week we're really gonna be focusing on, or streams or whatever. Depends, different times of when next watch is gonna be gaming or whatever's up. But
yeah, exactly. So there'll be, for any guys who don't understand, there'll be usually a podcast that goes up on a Sunday morning. There'll be the full podcast, and we'll have a playlist for it on the YouTube channel. And then there'll be edited content throughout the week, on top of some clips and some shorts, and then some gaming content, and then maybe some videos like the deep dive content will be from Rory, on top of maybe like one or two lore videos. So there'll be a lot going on the channel. There'll be videos, gaming videos, live streams, podcasts, basically all that you could want Star Wars here on the Spaceport YouTube channel. So yeah, there's like those future projects on top of the Star Wars stuff. So we've got content for the next couple of years at least. There's a lot of stuff going on. What have we got coming up in the next year, Rory? What have we got Star Wars movie related?
Movie related. Well, to be fair, there's not the movie related side.
Like film
shows.
Yeah. Like both. Like,
we got Bad Batch Season 2, of course, isn't it? With the films, there's really not been too much mentioned. There's the one about,
I'm talking about series,
sequel.
like TV series. I'm talking TV series, so like Mandalorian, Ahsoka, like.
Well, of course, we've got Mandalorian Season 3 in it. The Ahsoka show's coming up sometime. I don't know when that is.
I think that's next year, bro. I think that's soon.
Yeah, but still soon. We're still
I know, but I'm saying within the next like couple of years, exactly. Like we've still got a lot of like content that we can like talk about. That's gonna like drive our channel. Yeah,
I was saying as well, like I'll be making some other videos just about anything Star Wars as well. Anything that I think is interesting, or if anyone wants to know anything about anything, I guess I can make a video, whatever. I think it'll be good.
Exactly, like talking about the lore stuff. I kind of covered that already. Trying to explain like what you were gonna do. But I was more talking about the shows for the next like 3 years. Like we have Lando coming up as well, which no one's really speaking about. Lando's coming soon. We have the Droid series. Something to do with like R2D2, like the droids.
Yeah, I think so. I heard something about
We have Ahsoka, Mandalorian,
that.
Bad
Acolyte,
Batch, Acolyte. Yes,
someone.
we have a
I don't
lot
know.
exactly. Like, we have a lot of content that's going to become. And I heard that there's going to be an Ezra Breakaway series from the Ahsoka show. What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors about shows, but I think Ezra is definitely going to be one. Like,
Would you like that, like an Ezra show?
yeah, I did watch Rebels. I wasn't
Go it.
too much fan. I did like a lot
Go
of it
it.
though. There
No,
was some good
go
moments.
it. I'm not having that.
Nah, man.
Rebels
like,
is going.
Clone was
go
better, but
No. Rebels.
nah,
Rebels is
Ezra's a
going,
good
bro.
character though. Especially I do like Kane and Ezra. That of course, the two main guys of the show. But
Yeah.
Ezra having a show, I don't see why not. If they're going to
Why
give
not, yeah.
someone like Andor a show, they got they got
Yeah.
really give it a Ezra
One
show.
of the last Force sensitive people in the galaxy left the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So
that's definitely something we talk about. Usually these podcast guys will be like an hour 20 long, but we kind of waited towards the end of the week so we could get like a fresh run at the next week to produce you guys content. So I think we'll like finish up there. We did a good like 45 minutes here. Usually these episodes will be about an hour 20 long as we like naturally talk
just
and
a
like get
warm-up,
comfortable talking. Yeah, exactly. Just kind of a warm up, dipping our feet in the pool, seeing how we feel. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he's been at the game, so he's got to get warmed up. He's got to get his hands dirty. So
the voice is drying up.
yeah, his voice is drying up. I need to drink water real quick. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. If I talk too much, if Rory talks too much, different topics. Let us know. All the feedback is really good down in the comments below. We take a lot of the feedback. We'll be reading over that, analyzing our statistics, and seeing how you guys react to the content. Look out for more content. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed or you're new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content here on the Spaceport YouTube channel. There'll be plenty of Star Wars content. You want to say goodbye, Rory, and I'll wrap it up, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Have a good one. Yeah, that's what
Is
I say,
that-
really. That's about it.
Have a good one. Yeah, in a bit, guys. Bye.
Nice.
No, so yeah, thank you. If you made it to the end of the video, just comment Palpatine so we
Subscribe.
know. We'll see. Yeah, comment Palpatine, right? Palpatine, I think that's a good one. We'll make one every episode. We'll think about one, but we'll title these as like episodes so you can kind of go through like a playlist episode 1.
Or maybe we should
episode
sprinkle
2.
that throughout the podcast just in case they skip to the end.
Nah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if people are on that level. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next Sunday morning for a podcast every week, and look out for content from us throughout the week for more long form and edited short content. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye from Danny.
Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye. Goodbye.